Why it's not always our fault if we choose unhealthy foods. All things considered, to choose whether a food tastes great, however, twice as long to choose how sound it is, as per new exploration from LSE's Department of Management. The paper, distributed in Nature Human Behavior, clarifies why we now and again neglect to act naturally controlled with regards to unfortunate food. Our cerebrum measures how sound a food is more slow than it measures how scrumptious it is. Scientists requested that 79 grown-ups pick between two food sources, some of which were solid and some of which weren't, as a method of find out about how we choose which food sources to eat and purchase. Every grown-up needed to pick between two unique food varieties multiple times. The examination, by Dr. Nicolette Sullivan, London School of Economics and Political Science, and Professor Scott Huddle from Duke University in North Carolina, discovered that it accepts us half as long to choose how scrumptious a food is contrasted with the time it takes to choose how sound it is. The analysts say the discoveries show we should take more time to settle on which food we pick in eateries, and we shouldn't feel rushed by servers who ought to possibly approach tables when clients say they are prepared. Dr. Nicolette Sullivan, who is assistant professor of marketing at LSE and lead creator of the paper, says, "Our discoveries recommend that it is normal, not our shortcoming, that we surrender to undesirable food varieties. Our mind is just more slow at preparing how solid a food is contrasted with how great it tastes. We may surely understand how solid or unfortunate a food is, yet our mind ponders what the food possesses a flavor like. This implies that we may eat a bread roll, not on the grounds that the craving for a scrumptious bite overpowers our restricted self-discipline, but since the data about the future well-being results of eating that bread roll doesn't enter our choice interaction adequately ahead of schedule to impact the decisions we make. We may have effectively made up our psyches to eat the roll when our cerebrum finds contemplating how unfortunate it is. We wind up settling on unfortunate decisions since it takes us too long to even consider preparing the data about whether a food is solid. We likewise found that individuals who take more time to choose what to gobble wind up settling on more solid decisions. Truth be told, even the individuals who for the most part settle on undesirable decisions will settle on the better decision when they take longer. This is on the grounds that taking longer permits that more slow-handled well-being data an opportunity to have a say. This exploration gives us a knowledge into how we can control our speculation to think about sound decisions simultaneously, or as before long, we consider taste. On the off chance that we are given more opportunity to consider what food we will arrange in an eatery, and on the off chance that we are given a more clear portrayal of how sound a cafe supper is before we pick it, our minds will all the more effectively measure data about how good food is. The analysts likewise noticed that investigations of the circumstance of choice cycles will be significant for intercessions that could assist with peopling settle on better choices. The investigation's co-creator Dr. Scott Huddle, teacher of brain science and neuroscience at Duke University, says, "As we become familiar with how and when various sorts of data go into cerebrum systems for dynamic, we can utilize that information to shape certifiable circumstances so that individuals can utilize the entirety of the accessible data, conceivably assisting them with settling on choices that are better for their well-being or individual prosperity."